are missing or lost in translation. And, well, Via actually thinks about keeping that hand. Just confirm. I mean, Earthen Ring, Senjin, Azudrake.
The curve is fine.
The curve is fine. You're starting quite late, but, I mean, it's Rogue versus Rogue. So, what do you care about turn 1 and turn 2?
Exactly.
Also running a Cold Blood, so he's running an aggressive version. He could run the version without Cold Bloods and Sinister Strikes at all, but no. Via is going even Fan of Knives, so turn 3, nice card draw play. This is okay for Via so far, and StrifeCro, well, we haven't seen anything, and we don't know what's going on.
Decides to go for the face.
In a Miracle, with a Miracle match, I think...
every damage counts.
Yeah, and the one player that actually has a 4-drop has a slight advantage, since we might see a 3-drop, like Earthen Ring Fascia. That might get killed. But then you get a 4-drop, and he needs to kill that too without maybe dropping his own minion. And then you get already a 5-drop, so there's like, he needs to waste stuff to kill Via's minions.
Wow, he even gets the value from his Earthen Ring.
Yeah, that's so good, since you could have dropped the no value Earthen Ring Farsia, or you drop it now and actually heal for 2. And you can trade with this as a 7 agent, so the Earthen Ring Farsia was pretty crucial to get out.
The difference is you have follow-up. He doesn't.
Yeah, well, whoa, you don't know that. StrifeCro could put down just like his backstab. And Ban Cleave, watch this. No, as a 7 agent, that would be so amazing. Imagine he just popped the 4 for Van Cleave now. But the Senjin Shieldmaster is so cool. It's 3/5, so it could just kill those minions now. Yeah. If there are no spells for StrifeCro.
StrifeCro would love to have another backstep. Unfortunately, we can't see his hand cards.
But if he has a deadly poison, oh wow, it's not eviscerate.
It's a shift. It's 2 damage shift, and then he can easily trade.
Oh, it would have been so great if he had an eviscerate. Imagine this. Just another 6 damage. Oh, it would be maddening. Low tap. Without blinking, just low tap. Deny him his turn 5, where he goes for auctioneer preparation, whatever, and you can just clear his board easy mode with low tap. You can also go for Fan of Knives, maybe draw something. You could go for Prep, Fan of Knives, Van Cleave, for example. But I like the Lothap play a lot. You kind of need a...
You also want to have it when you desperately need this additional round, when there's the danger of the miracle.
Yeah, sure, but the problem I see here, he's already down to 24, so if he's not doing anything to prevent him from, if he's not killing or doing anything to prevent him from throwing spells wild, then he could just get melted hardcore next turn. I mean, he might drop the Azudrake, but if there is a backstab, a hero ability, he would drop down 20 and below. So, yeah, you don't want to drop lower and lower and lower. Azudrake is okay. Azudrake into backstab would be perfect for Via. Just like... Oh, the Acolyte of Pain. So he's running his version with Acolyte of Pains and maybe the White Pyromancer even. That's what Via likes to do.
Interesting to still see some Acolytes running around.
Well, it's a turn 3 drop also, and if you're facing Warrior, for example, and the Warrior is not drawing early weapons with the Acolyte of Pain, you actually get some really good card draw running. And against Zoo, it can also pay out. And versus Hunter. So there's some decks where it can definitely pay out against, and could be interesting. And then there's Threat. So there's like 1/3 giving him cards. No, I need to kill it. And then they're wasting time. What can we see for StrifeCro now?
We trade and throw down auction.
Wow,
he throws down his own Azudrake.
A 4 damage backstab. Oh, you just drew it. Wow. With an Azudrake. Huge. That was exactly what you needed. A 4 damage backstab. And imagine how much damage there would be next turn.
Nope, it's not enough. Well, he could go for...
Fan of Knives,
Prep,
SI7
Fan
agent.
of Knife, SI7 Van Cleave.
Prep, Fan of Knives. I like that.
Clears the Solnus and DSI.
And it's an 8/8 Van Cleave.
And a really huge Van Cleave.
I totally agree with you with that play. I like it a lot. And if you're redrawing something cool, you don't even have to go for Van Cleave. If he wants to, he could decide to do the Deadly Poison play, but Van Cleave is just 8/8 now. If you don't play it, you screw yourself. And we haven't seen any Auctioneer by now, so both players are just playing with their standard card draw they have. They don't care about anything else. And for StrifeCro, well, there's an 8/8 now. What are you going to do?
Gonna sap it.
There you go, sap it. Sap would be so good. Backstep is already gone. Both backsteps are already gone.
Yep.
So there's no combo potential with that card.
At least for StrifeCro.
Has Via already played one backstep?
Nope,
I don't
not
think
a single
so.
one yet.
Would. So he needs an Eviscerate at least to get rid of the Van Cleave, and you really don't want to have an 8-8 against you. Well, it was a nice turn. But StrifeCro, if he has Leroy, Shadowstep, Leroy, could already bring him down to 4 HP. There's the Auctioneer, Conceal, no preparation into. Oh, if he nukes the phase, I expect him to hold the Conceal, I have to say.
Yep.
And he just prepped into Conceal. Wow. Alright, Lothap. Like that's going to be Lothap. And do 11 damage to the face. No, even more. He can Lothap and go for Cold Blood. Wow. He can do how much damage is that? 15 damage.
He drops dangerously low.
Yeah, well, but still, if there is no Leroy play, he's okay to some extent.
He's scared of the Lothap.
Yeah, Shift for 2 damage.
2 cards, but the problem is he's running out of time.
Well, 1 mana. What should there be? A
Cold
Lothap.
Blood, for example.
A Lothap Cold Blood. I like it. Oh man, 15 damage. Would you Cold Blood the Van Cleave or the SI7 agent? I like to Cold Blood the Van Cleave since he needs to take great effort then to actually get rid of it.
Get the sap. You lose a lot, but he cannot trade it.
Oh, he cannot.
Like he could easily trade his Azure Drake into the SI.
But if he plays the Sap, he cannot do anything else. Then Sap is going to cost 7 mana if you play the Lothap. So you're not that screwed. And even with, if he has the Leroy, he would need another SI7 agent, which ain't there anymore, to win the game. So if he plays Lothap, he's 100% going to survive. And if you do 15 damage, he's down to 13. You would need your own Leroy, Deadly Poison, and you could win. That's great. It could turn out to be really interesting in the end, who might win this game. A Lothap?
Maybe it just keeps the Cold Blood, but I think that would be a mistake.
No, if you keep the Cold Blood, I don't see you winning, especially if he's not able to deal with your minion. Imagine this. So he could play for I win next turn. Like he has only that one turn. So StrifeCro would need to win now. And to win now, he... Oh, he's actually down to 6. How could I miscount? I thought he's like 16. What did I say? Leroy just ended the game.
It was quick.
Yeah, I hope chat didn't notice. Bam, 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 ASAP. And now we get Via running with a really nice starting hand against Miracle.
It's almost perfect draw.
Like
you can
shield block
argue
into
about
weapon.
the shield block.
Into weapon. Imagine
if he gets that would be rough for StrifeCro.
Well, the shield block is good, but you kind of want to have it turn 4, turn 5, then draw it.
With the shield slam.
Yeah.
Exactly.
If he gets a weapon, he can just kill the Earthen Ring Farseers and the SI7 agents early on. Okay, Armor Smith, like Coin Armor Smith, Unstable Ghoul, Acolyte of Pain. That's just getting better and better. I like the hand so much VS holding here. It is actually the dream. Like, you want to have those 3 minions out at the same time, and then you're so happy. You got like party.
It's really hard for StrifeCro to play against that one.
Oh, even the Crew
even
Taskmaster,
Taskmaster.
that makes it only more interesting. Yeah, I mean, if StrifeCro's not having a backstab SI7 agent, he cannot kill one of those minions ASAP. And even if he has it, he gives him armor, at least a little bit. So that's great.
Gives him 2 armor.
Oh, that means if he only weapons up, I expect him to hold a Deadly Poison to especially get rid of the Unstable Ghoul next turn. Via's like, I could Cruel Taskmaster here just to deal some damage, or I save my minion. I'm going to see the backstab SI7. That would actually be the best way around this. And then still there's the Acolyte of Pain for the card draw. Deadly Poison, Eviscerate.
Wow. That would clear the board.
But then Eviscerate is already
Costs
gone.
a lot.
Yeah. Like, you lose your Eviscerate for face damage. That's what I don't like about the play. But the good thing is you kill the Unstable Ghoul, and you would be able to kill the Acolyte of Pain next turn. Only a Shiv. That ain't the optimum. I expect to see an Acolyte of Pain now. From Via.
The turn 3 play? That's obvious, yeah. 100%.
Wow. I like it so much. And especially with a Cruel Taskmaster, he has the option to get rid of an SI7 agent or something. That's actually good, since he can just buff up his Acolyte of Pain next turn, get 1 armor, armor up, get 2 armor, and attack into an SI7 agent if there's one, or as in Ring Farseer, and get even 2 cards by that in total.
Now he would like to have the Ambusher.
And the War Ambusher, yeah, that one would be good, but still...
It would die immediately. Like, he would slam the Ambusher and then play the Taskmaster on his Acolyte.
Well, I wouldn't even kill it. I wouldn't even kill it. I wouldn't care, I have to say. I would just leave it alive and let him run into my 1/3 minion to give me more armor and more cards.
Really?
Yeah, sure.
With the Execute on his hand, that's true.
Oh, Cruel Taskmaster on your Armor Smith, prevent it getting backstab. He just used an Eviscerate, and you're getting like 1 armor extra and a 3/3 minion on the board. And you can armor up, so I like that one a lot. In order to kill it, he would need a Deadly Poison and SI7 agent. And even then, he gains a lot of armor.
Yeah, you would, how much? Oh, wow. Shit done.
Especially if Via draws a second Armor
5
Smith
armor.
now, that would be so amazing. Like getting 1 bazillion armor from getting his Unstable Ghoul killed.
4 armor in total, I guess.
And there's a Sludge Belcher for Via, so his hand is pretty great. Also the Lothab, so even if we see a Concealed Auctioneer now, he can just Lothab everything and be cool with it. Since there will be no more card draw from StrifeCro, and then the turn after that, kill it. We're going to see from StrifeCro. I mean, turn 5. There could be an Azure Drake, but Azure Drake, like, Fan of Nice are denied. So
No.
he played the shifts already, so there are no card draw Fan of Nice possible for him. That sucks a little bit, especially if your hand ain't that optimum. It's a bit sad that we are not able to see StrifeCro's hand here, but maybe it's already enough. Could be 2-0 here, but it looks like more than a 1-1 for Via with that early board.
I mean, how is StrifeCro coming back from this? Like, what would he need to draw now?
Deadly
He has a
Poison,
Deadly
Blade
Poison, that's
Flurry.
fine.
Would be great. Deadly Poison,
Then he should
SI7
Blade
agent.
Flurry immediately.
Sure. He could also have an SI7 agent, which at least would clear everything except the Taskmaster. I mean, he gets... Oh, there's a Blade Flurry. So he had it. He burns 3 armor, he gets 3 armor, and the explosion goes off. Yeah, and then your follow-up is like Sludge Belcher, whatever. And another Armor Smith. Oh man, imagine he took 1 more turn. That would have been death. That would be so good for Via. 2 Armor Smiths on the board is almost like impossible. Sludge Belcher is such a nice minion. Just that Senjin was a little slime friend.
1 mana more.
Okay, there's the Auctioneer.
Conceal? Or
Backstab first. Like, draw a card. But 1 Deadly Poison is gone, which is already great. If he Cold Bloods, there needs to be a Conceal. Else, I'm really surprised. Or StrifeCro is having really bad draw. I mean, this yells for a bad draw, I have to say.
Oh, man.
He could Slam Execute or just run in his Belcher. Execute,
I wouldn't
for example.
run in the Belcher. I think Slime executing is completely fine, because what else is there that you really want to execute?
But the cool thing is if you run in your Belcher, you get more armor with your Armor Smith. And then you execute and armor up again.
You lose your big taunt.
But it's like 1-2. You still have a small taunt. And he already used 1 SI7 agent. If I'm not mistaken. Oh, another Sludge Belcher. Would you be happy with my plays now? If you went for the Armor Smith?
Yeah, but it's risky.
Absolutely.
I think just go for execute. And question is whether or not you want to armor up or play the Armor Smith.
I think you could definitely play the Armorsmith, especially because you get a taunter. The thing is, he's not going to play any surprise chargers. He could only play another Deadly Poison. That's one card out of 19, 18 left. So armoring up would have probably been the safest play, since next turn you can also drop Armorsmith and then attack with your Belcher.
Yep.
If he kills it now, so there's an attack, 3 damage taken.
1 armor.
Well, I wanted to say if there's no SI7
2.
agent, that made no sense. But yeah, now you got 2 armor, and you can drop Belcher plus a Fiery War Axe, which is so cool. Yeah, I like Belcher Fiery War Axe, and
You could, yeah.
Okay, you could go for your Acolyte of Pain.
You could consider Acolyte of Pain for your Warwicks and armoring up just to always make it tougher and tougher for your opponent to kind of burn you down.
I know what you're saying.
Then keep the Belcher because it's your last one for, like, I don't know. You will not throw the Leroy combo if it's not lethal.
Absolutely.
It's highly unlikely, so you can just wait some turns.
I mean, you're on 34 HP or 28 plus armor, so 34 is pretty cool. And you're only going to gain more and more if you play your Belcher now, which is just great. I mean, he's not going to get through the 2 taunters to get your minion killed if he's not using an Eviscerate. And if he uses an Eviscerate, he will not be able to kill more than 30 HP. So that pays out in the end greatly.
StrifeCro is really taking his time to consider all the different options and outcomes.
You mean Via? Taking a lot of time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Both players, actually.
He's not known for playing fast. I mean, we were joking around Lothar. I remember the DreamHack in Bucharest when there was no time limit and everyone was playing rather slow, but not so slow. And then there was Lothar, and he was like Mr. Slow Play, for like really on stream playing a lot. I mean, we haven't seen the final. We haven't casted the finals, and there was a lot of slow play going on, like 2-hour matches. That's not possible anymore. And now we get Auctioneer into preparation. 3 mana left. Wow, Fan of Knives, really? StrifeCro must have he must have such a bad hand if he Fan of Knives here.
Just gives 3 armor for free.
Absolutely. Wow, that's like his hand needs to be devastating in order to do that, or he needs so desperate cards. 20, like 35. Someone is in desperate need of cards. He heals himself up. There's like, or is he even healing, or just popping a Van Cleave now? I mean, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4.
1 Execute is gone.
Oh, Sab. You're getting more cards.
We'll be able to get rid of this annoying Armorsmith. At the same time, the Sludge Special heals up again.
No, he's not able to kill it. I mean, the Auctioneer was just
the Auctioneer was just play. What am I even saying?
Yeah,
oh
no problem, Reno. So there's no option for him to kill the Armorsmith. It would just be there again. Via can kill the Auctioneer with his weapon and Armorsmith if he wants to. And there's also the option to just Lothab. Just Lothab. Be like, yeah, whatever.
He would lose all his armor.
Okay, Lothab, Slam, trade.
Yep. No attack. I think Lothab Slam and not Lothab, Belcher Slam.
Belcher Slam? Yeah, if you...
Belcher Slam the Auctioneer because you saw that StrifeCro is in need of drawing cards.
Absolutely. You can Slam first, see what you get. Oh, Crow Taskmaster. So if you want, you could Taskmaster up your minion. But that makes no sense. I think
you will get the 2 armor of the Belcher regardless.
Yeah, that's correct. Belcher is so cool. Like 2 Belcher from the armor, 2 Belcher from the armor, 2 armor from the Belcher, and then there is still the Slime left, which even gives you more armor. That's just so great. Belcher gives Control Warrior a nice edge to sustain against everything. I mean, you had the Senjins in, and then you might have played in a Bomb and a Sunwalker, but the Belcher is just like 2-in-1 Taunter, just pain. Wasting cards, eating cards.
I mean, the Belcher and the Unstable Ghoul make Control Warrior so much more viable again.
Absolutely. Against Hunter, the Unstable Ghoul is so crazy. We get a Nabar, so StrifeCro's playing them too. You were like, yeah, I saw so many on ladder, and I was like, stop lying to me, Kai. I don't know why you're doing this. And now we get it confirmed. There's even from StrifeCro new bars too, more and more. It's a big threat. The only annoying thing will be if Via is able to kill that and bar easy mode, it would be really good for him. But I don't see an option actually where he can kill it easy mode. Oh, that's 10 damage on the board. I think just Acolyte of Pain. I'm a bit surprised he didn't go for Lothab. Unstable Ghoul? What?
That's strong.
What? That's not strong. That's
just play the Ghoul, armor up, and run into the Narup.
You don't even need to run anything. You can just go face damage. And then next turn you will get so much armor. Wow, that's going to be 5 minions out. The explosion will draw you a card and give you armor.
I think I would still run it into the Narup.
Because
then you would need 1 minion less to trade.
Sure, I know what you mean. So you could definitely run in. I mean, if you get the armor
you don't miss
now,
out on anything because you get the armor either way.
Absolutely. Okay, the only advantage is you force him to weapon up and attack it, or attack with his both minions into the minions. So that would be the only advantage you gain, like him definitely wasting 2 mana there. I still think it was a bit... I mean, he just went for Kartra. He could have just also plainly went for Lothab, for example. Unstable Ghoul, wow. He's on 38 HP, and he's probably going to gain 4 more armor. And a card. So amazing. I'm a bit surprised he damaged Lothab, since the new bar...
He doesn't want him to play another Lothab, especially not with his 2 shield blocks, honestly. Because he has no options right now. That's why he wants to make sure that he kills Lothab first before he gets rid of the Ambusher.
And there could be another minion, so it's okay. If you kill the Ambusher, wow, there's the armor he's getting. And then Ragnaros, there's this, like, you were like, yeah, there are no follow-ups. Now you get some follow-ups. And in theory, Lothab needs to kill, well, it doesn't matter who he kills, correct?
What?
Yeah, no, he needs to kill that minion if he wants to prevent the Ambusher from getting killed. Oh no, that's so perfect. You can trade
clear the entire board.
Yeah, you can trade, execute, and play Ragnaros. Even deal 8 damage to the face. I mean, you're like relatively safe with your 43 HP.
Question is, would you play Ragnaros or
Yes.
Alex?
He's on 15.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Why not just play Ragnaros, bring him down to 7 if there's one Eviscerate already gone?
You cannot follow up with your Alexstrasza next turn.
Yeah, but
you can follow up with your Ragnaros.
But you could get double shield block, and you can just Lothab and whatever. I mean, he's dead, probably, next turn, in my opinion. If you want to go super safe, but if you play the Alex and he seps the Alex, you didn't do anything. If you play the Ragnaros and he seps the Ragnaros, you just Ragnaros again.
That's true.
That's like the... I know what you're saying.
Coin toss.
I know what you're saying, and you're right. If you go for the Alexstrasza, you might just win easier next turn. I would take the 8 damage you can do with Ragnaros, and I mean, Via could also play the Gorehowl.
If he plays Gorehowl, it's obviously the right choice to go for Ragnaros. If he doesn't, you can... Yeah, I think there are reasons to go for both plays.
Absolutely. I just like the already bring him down, forcing him, making him like, oh, I need to waste all my spells now into the minion. And he seems to be your opinion. He wants to win next turn with Ragnaros, Alexstrasza. Doesn't fear any saps. StrifeCro? Yeah, well, 6 cards. How many cards left in his deck? I think around 5 to 6. Looks like it. Not so. Arisen Ring Farseer, up to 18. So that saves him at the moment.
Now I would go for Lothab, I think.
Yeah, now I would go for Lothab. Absolutely. Azudrake? Okay, shield block first. Or to go for Lothab, Azudrake.
Did StrifeCro Blade Flurry already this match?
Did StrifeCro already Blade Flurry? I'm not entirely sure. But if you play Lothab...
Not sure either, because the match is pretty long.
If he plays Lothab, he can only Blade Flurry and nothing else. So that's okay. I wouldn't even go for my shield block, I have to say. I like the Azudrake.
There are 2 options. Lothab, shield block, and armor up, or Azudrake, Lothab.
I would have liked the Azure more. Simple reason is you don't need the armor. Whatever you draw, the only thing you could draw would be Fiery Wargs or a Death Bite. So in the end, I would just
StrifeCro gives up.
Yeah, StrifeCro gives up. Win. And now we got the third match between those players, making it really interesting. If Via manages to win this, Planet Key just won the whole best of 5. And well, if StrifeCro wins this, we're gonna have 2-2, and we're gonna go in a final showdown between those two teams. And the starting hand for Via against Paladin. Did you expect to see Paladin?
No, I didn't. I think that is surprising, but there are a lot of different Paladin versions out there. Could be Rush, could be Control-y. We'll see.
The Colanto version, or the more Colanto version where you...
You mean the Control one?
Yeah, the Control one was like, well...
I mean, he was the first to actually make Paladin viable.
Oh, it worked out for him really good, and the annoying thing about Paladin is, in my opinion, even if you have a mediocre draw, you just go for... Yeah, Sylvan Recruit, and you already have more, like, equal damage to his armor, and then another Sylvan Recruit, and your enemy is in trouble. So if there's for Via no Acolyte of Pain, Armor Smith's draw, this is actually super annoying. Yeah, I like the Taskmaster play.
Yep.
It's still super annoying. He just makes another one next turn, or Elder Peacekeeper, whatever. The deck for StrifeCro...
The question is, against the Control Warrior, would you use your Peacekeeper on a Taskmaster?
Or you kind of want to keep the control all the time to have your Kodo killing his Armor Smith or his Acolyte of Pain.
Yep.
That's like my intention there. If I play the Paladin with double Kodo, I definitely want to kill the Armor Smith or the Acolyte of Pain instant. Just like get rid of it with my Kodo. And if there is another minion like the Taskmaster on the board, surprise, not possible. 4 mana, Senjin, Taunters, Sunwalker is probably in, Sludge Belches also.
Yeah,
this will be so taunty. Oh, we can kill it. That's pretty cool. And there is Karen, which I like a lot. Just having Karen already.
Especially in a control matchup, like if both players try to control and not rush each other down, the Karen has so much value. And we haven't seen an Ysera from Via yet, right?
Yeah, that's the interesting question. Is he's actually running?
Yeah.
I mean, there's double equality for StrifeCro probably, so Ysera can just get vaporized into oblivion. But still, even if you get one card like an Ysera Awakens, it can turn a whole game just with that super explosion. Turn 5. Gorehowl.
Oh, okay, so he runs a Gorehowl.
The question is that just like an outdated version for Via, or is he like, I don't want to run Deathbite, I just like the version as it is. It works out crazy good for me. I mean, he's running Azudrex also with Whirlwinds.
Interesting that he didn't clear the 1/1.
Oh, he has a Brawl already, so I think he's just letting him hoard up more 1/1s from now on to just brawl the crap out of him in the future.
Might be, especially in combination with Karen.
Yeah, it seems to be the plan for now for the next turns. StrifeCro turn 5, and that's a good thing. If he's not playing anything, like StrifeCro's minions are Aldo Peacekeeper, needs something out. Kodo needs an enemy out. The only turn 5 play he could have is a Sludge Belcher, probably. Maybe. That would be annoying. Sludge Belcher always such a pain minion. Sad that we cannot see StrifeCro's hand. I would be extremely blasted to see what his options are now. Since Paladin is always interesting, how are you going to run it or play it?
Okay.
Oathap is okay, especially if you want to get rid of that armor. Like if you want to play something bigger the next turn and you want to melt his armor now to prevent the shield slams. Would you still go for a Karen?
Shield slam either way, right now.
Oh yeah, you could still shield slam. That's correct. Even if it costs 6. It hurts, but it's okay. I like the Belcher play over Karen, since Karen would just die easy mode once to low tap, and then you weapon it down. But it's like you play Karen to die once 100%.
The reason why I prefer the Belcher play here right now is that he will most likely be able to keep his armor.
Yeah.
And he already used shield block without shield slam. So he needs to make sure that he can keep a bit of it to make use of his shield slams if he draws into them.
I know what you mean. He doesn't want to run out of armor before he actually used one shield slam. And yeah, if you draw it and you don't have another shield block, you're kind of screwed. 6 mana for StrifeCro. There could be that one counter Cairn. Sylvanas also is a possibility. Sylvanas would be even cool.
Would you drop Sylvanas into the empty board?
Nope. The Sylvanas needs to be dropped into something like a Ragnaros, and then you're like, ha, surprise, Sylvanas, what are you going to do now? Yep. So, no, I don't expect a Sylvanas for turn 6. I mean, for Paladin, there could just be his True Silver Champion, which would be really good since he could just kill Cairn twice. If he has a Silence, even better, like our Big Owl. No, his own Belcher, plus a Humility. Yeah, Humility. But I would trade. I'm surprised he didn't trade once at least. If we see a brawl now from Via and his Cairn survives, amazing. That would be just so good if it actually happens. I mean, brawling now might be a little bit too early.
You think so?
I mean, the game is going to be really long, and you only brawl a Lothab and a Sludge Belcher. And if it goes wrong, you actually have an enemy Lothab against you. Then you're a bit screwed. I still think it would be okay to brawl here. Or would you go for Belcher or something?
No, I would definitely brawl and see what survives. If the Lothab survives, I would throw down my Ghoul.
Yeah, your Ghoul. Your Ghoul is still an option.
And then I can still trigger and execute if I really don't want to, or trade with my Cairn if it survives, and with my Bane, obviously.
I know what you mean. I actually like the idea of, in like worst case scenario, you can unstable Ghoul. Best case scenario, yeah, you keep your Cairn, or his 1/1 survives. That would actually be best case scenario. His 1/1 survives, you just slam it down, like somewhere. We don't want to go. We don't want to have too much. Okay, he attacked the Belcher to deal 1 damage in case the Belcher survives, so he can just execute it. Oh, worst case scenario.
Take it and play the Ghoul.
Yeah, he needs to play the Ghoul now. That hurt so much. You couldn't even attack the Lothab. Stupid slime there. That was not a good outcome. That was really the worst case scenario we were talking about. Even if the Belcher survived, that would be okay to some extent, since you could have executed it and then just killed it. StrifeCro turn 7. If he has a Kodo now, he will lose his Lothab. So, if he has a True Silver Champion, he loses his Lothab.
No.
Yes, he kills... oh, okay. You mean like he attacks with his Lothab into the unstable Ghoul and then he True Silver Champion
and then you go for the True Silver Champion.
Sure. That will work out.
would be the best player by far.
If he has it. At the moment, it's not looking like StrifeCro having one, or he's just taking his time. That's like StrifeCro and Via are both like, even if there's an obvious play, they take their time, take a step back, analyze the situation, and if there's another play, and then still do the obvious play. But taking your time, I mean, you got 90 seconds. You don't need to take 85 seconds every turn, but it's better for you in the end. I mean, it's not good for the viewers. They're going to be like, what? Play faster. There's an obvious play. But for yourself, playing slower is better than rushing it.
Yeah, Hammer of Ras.
Hammer of Ras. And by now he's going to... No! He plays another Peacekeeper. One. That minion is so annoying. Peacekeeper is huge pain.
This should be go Hall Execute, I guess. I mean, he could go for Belcher, Armor Up, Shield Slam.
I like that way more. Since your Belcher can trade into his Peacekeeper, 1 Humility, 1 Peacekeeper is gone. And again, he used his shield block, as you said. So that might be his last chance to hoard up some armor to shield slam someone away.
He has 1 shield block left, right?
He has 1 shield block left, correct. But that could be his last card of the deck. So before you run completely out of armor, I would shield slam away the Lothab. Executing now can definitely backfire. I mean, what are you going to do against Tyrion? Okay, what are you going to do against Tyrion anyways? So, might be the problem. But
Did
still,
Via run an Owl? Didn't, right? Like, no way of silencing.
Oh, well, we haven't seen an Owl or a Spellbreaker by now.
Okay. Oh.
That doesn't have to say we don't know that there's, like, he has no Owl and Spellbreaker. The funny part is I recently watched some Seed Story Cup #1 matches again. I don't know why. And everyone was playing Tinkmaster, like the not random Tinkmaster, where you could choose a target. I was remembering those times. Now it would be extremely good. He drops a Tyrion for Drain, and what is there for Via to do? Yeah.
Alex.
Well, in theory, he could also Shield Slam for no value, Gore Howl, kill it. And trade with the Elder Peacekeeper. Next turn, go for Alexstrasza down to 15, have your Gore Howl in hand, and then finish him off with Ragnaros. Or your redrawn Gramash Whirlwind. That's a lot of ahead play, but I think...
I mean, he could also run his Belcher in, plays his Zudrake, armor up and shield slam for 6.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. But then you're definitely going to lose your Zudrake next turn.
He still has a 1-2.
Yeah, sure, but that 1-2 might get killed by the Peacekeeper, and then he just weapons down your minion with his Ashbringer. I would like the Gorehowl play, I have to admit. The Gorehowl trade, and then you Alexstrasza him next turn, and you can deal with everything he puts down. Oh, he still goes for the Gorehowl. He just clears the board. But I would have liked the other play more since your Sludge Belcher stays alive. Wait a second. Didn't he do exactly what we were talking about? And he just did it the wrong way?
No.
He just could have shield slammed, killed, and the Belcher would have stayed alive. So that was a misplay in the end. He would have taken 3 more damage, but what is 3 more damage in a Paladin versus a Control Warrior match?
The difference is that the Peacekeeper wouldn't have survived. That way he was able to clear the entire board.
Oh, he would have cleared the entire board also. He would have cleared, he would have pinged Tyrion, killed him with his weapon, and the Sludge Belcher trades into the Peacekeeper and survives with 3-2 HP.
True.
So
that would have been better.
I'm just extremely surprised Via went for that. I'm not used to him to misplay like that. And now he can Alexstrasza. And imagine just, he had the Belcher on the board, so his Belcher could have traded with the 1-1, like the Slime Remains could have traded with the 1-1, and then he didn't need to attack with a weapon the 1-1. He could have killed the Cairn, for example, once to play his Ragnaros next turn. That would have been way better, like leaving him way more options open to continue with this game. That wasn't cool.
That was a major misplay.
I'm still shocked. I mean, he did the same thing.
He took 2, well, and he lost his taunt. Like, that was really strange.
Yeah, I'm just not a big fan. He would have taken some damage to kill the Belcher, and 1 swing goes away for killing the Belcher, and just the remains are still there. They would be here with 1 HP. And Cairn would be dead. That's what I don't like. Cairn would be dead by now, and the 1-1. So there would be no Cairn left, and he would have been able to almost bring his enemy down with Ragnaros. Well, not anymore after that heal, but I'm just saying. Cairn would be gone by now, and he could just focus on how to kill the other minion. Cairn would be gone, he could just attack Taskmaster Ragnaros, for example.
You go YOLO right now. YOLO
I would kill Cairn.
Run into Bane.
Yeah, Bane and YOLO Rack. And Armor Up.
And Armor Up.
But if Bane would be dead, he could have just 5 damage attacked the healer, kill Taskmaster away, Cairn, Ragnaros, and definitely hit the face for 8. Bring him down to 13.
Yeah.
1 equality was already used, so you don't need to expect the 2nd equality. If there's no big game hunter, great advantage. Now you rely on your 50-50 RNG to maybe hit his minion. But still, that seems to be the best play in the end. Just drop your Ragnaros now and hope for it to actually kill the minion. Oh, that's always sad if you have to rely on those stuff. Pow! That was so good. He needed it. So now Via is, well, still in the game. I want to say back in the game, but he's still in the game. Equality was already used, as we said. The only question for me is if StrifeCro has a Hammer of Wrath, is he going to take 8 damage? There's another Peacekeeper, so he could also Peacekeeper it down. And then just Kodo it, for example.
If he has the Kodo on his end. The great advantage for StrifeCro are his hand cards right now? I mean, it's 6-3.
Well, at least there is an Azure for Via, so he can draw 1 card next turn. So he's going to draw 2 cards in total. But for StrifeCro, it's going to be 10 mana, and there could be counter Ragnarok. Oh no, he has a second equality plus. Is it going to be Elven Archer? No, why Pyromancer into Holy Light? Wow. That sucks so much, especially if you consider you had him down to 15 with the Alexstrasza. And Alexstrasza is gone. So you're screwed now.
Not only Alex is gone, also Ragnaros.
Yeah.
You have no Karen left, does he?
Yep, Karen is dead. I don't want to say you're screwed, but
like,
you're screwed.
What else is there? There's Gromash.
And a Geddon, or Izera, probably.
Yep.
Maybe even an Izera in the Savannahs. But those are the only
cards.
There
are a lot of different control versions out there right now.
But that hurt. Wow, it's looking like StrifeCro has just the upper hand. I mean, he's on 27, you're on 18, so it ain't your death. I would drop the Azudrake, see what I get. Kill Taskmaster, and actually kill the 1/1. Have to admit. But I would have drawn the card first with Azudrake. He might not play that Drake to force StrifeCro to use his 5 damage on the Taskmaster. I think that's Via's thought process here.
Should be. The question is whether or not StrifeCro will
go
for the play. I mean, he has 27 HP. He shouldn't be too afraid of Taskmaster right now.
No, he doesn't need to. But if he has a True Silver Champion in hand, he doesn't need to care also. He can just equip a True Silver Champion and be like, yeah, whatever. Don't care. He can do 3 damage slam. 3 damage slam, but no execute. That's a bit tricky. I mean, you want to kill the card draw mechanism, and you kind of want to kill the Azudrake, but you definitely want to draw a card. So you need to use your slam on the Azudrake, probably.
Yep. Go for slam. Check what I got.
A Whirlwind.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Well, you can still like just
I
use his Go Hall, go for the Acolyte, and then go for a Azudrake Whirlwind.
And he could go
even though it's painful, like you wouldn't have. Yeah, never mind.
You could also wait a turn. I mean, there's no super dire need to go for this. You're going to take 6 more damage next turn, but you're going to be on 20. So you only drop down to 14. And then next turn, you get Azudrake, Whirlwind, Execute play. I think having patience now is the most important part.
Really?
Yeah, sure. The problem is if you Whirlwind now...
well, you take 5 more damage.
Yeah, that's okay, but you drew a slam. But if you would have Whirlwinded without knowing there's a slam, the problem is just you don't have any triggers for you execute again. That's what I didn't like. And if StrifeCro has a Consecrate now, just Consecrate, get rid of your minion. Easy life for StrifeCro.
Wondering what else he's holding there. I mean, we haven't seen Sunwalker so far.
Yeah,
No
if he's playing
him.
You never know what to expect in a Paladin. And this match feels long already. And it might be the first fatigue match we see in this week. We haven't had that for quite a while. I mean, it's only Hunter versus Hunter.
I can't remember when we had the first fatigue match.
No, it was a long time ago. StrifeCro has his True Silver Champion. So nice card. And now the problem is growing and growing. Reinforce, reinforce, reinforce. He's just getting more and more reinforcements. Okay, he could...
Do you take the risk or not?
Well, what risk? There are no equalities left. You can clear the board.
There is one peacemaker left.
Yeah, one Elder Peacekeeper, that's correct.
Not Peacemaker.
Well, he's making peace also.
Is he?
He's not only keeping the peace, he's also making the peace. You could drop Grimash. The only problem is you don't have a follow-up of any kind. So even if you get the 10 damage Grimash, you bring him down to 13 next turn. Then he heals himself. You bring him down to 10 or so.
So are you going to play Grimash, slam it, go for the face, try to race now? Because that's one of your last win conditions.
If I play Grimash, I would charge down the card draw. I wouldn't like race for the face. I don't think that's needed.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, he drops down to 13.
He drops down to 13, but there's still lay on hands missing, and he can heal himself up by 2 with his True Silver Champion. So
yep.
definitely
so
out of
15.
lethal range.
Yes.
But I'm not a fan. If he has lay on hands,
he can still run into the Acolyte.
I would absolutely run into the Acolyte. Just denying the card draw. Well, he might still have the card draw, so it doesn't matter. Look at StrifeCro. You have a Grommash against you. You're on 19 HP, so you're like, okay, I'm danger. I get a problem now. And Via is okay. I mean, he can get a slam and execute, so he can get through a Belcher, for example. He couldn't get through. Well, he could even get through a Sunwalker if he slams, attacks, and then executes it.
The problem with StrifeCro sort of has to worry about the Grommash. He hasn't seen the Faceless yet.
Yeah.
So if there's a Taskmaster Faceless combo, he just dies next turn.
Slam Faceless, Taskmaster Faceless. It doesn't matter. But
well, Taskmaster Faceless would actually kill him regardless, regardless if he hits with his weapon the face or not.
Yeah, that's correct. But even without the Taskmaster, there would be 23 damage with the Fiery War Axe. So it would be okay, but as you say, the most damage of all times will be with a Taskmaster, like 24 damage with double Grommash. It all comes down to if Via is actually drawing something. Oh, there's Sunwalker.
Skipper.
Now it's getting interesting. So we get Sunwalker. He can kill it. Confirmed. Lothap. Huh. That's annoying since you can kill it, but then you're not getting enraged. Would you... Okay. Would you kill it? Attack the White Pyromancer and drop the Lothap. Okay, now
you can just shield slam it away.
Yeah, I would shield slam it away and Fiery War Axe down, like armor up, shield slam, bam bam. But then you kind of need to... Oh man, you still need to drop Lothap, I think. It's way too good to not.
Yeah, but why not?
And the problem is you kind of want to kill the White Pyromancer also. You don't want to leave it alive, in my opinion.
Because you give him too much card draw? I mean, you can just use your weapon to get rid of the card draw.
Yeah, exactly. You could kill the card draw, or you kill the White Pyromancer.
But he decided, like, if he just skipped armoring up this turn, I think it would have been better.
Oh yeah, definitely. He shouldn't have armored
because
up.
Then he could have just played the Fury Warwigs.
Absolutely.
And Lothap.
I didn't like his armor up there at all. I think he still should play Lothap and kill the 1/1. But he just gave something away, I have to say. And he needs to play Lothap. Please play Lothap. Wow. I was like, oh wow, if that rope runs out. But you're on 6. So a Consecrate costs 9 mana. And that's why I didn't like that play. So if we see a Consecrate now for 9 mana, he still loses his Grommash. And that's what I wouldn't like to see at all. Okay, so what's StrifeCro going to do? There could be Consecrate, as we said. Well.
There's no way for Equality Consecrate.
Equalities are out.
Yep,
both.
Exactly.
So we're not going to see any equality there. There is 15 damage on the board. It doesn't have to concern him in the end, since he's going to survive. Okay, card draw. Into, wow. Is he just having another taunter? That would be so strong. Just like Sunwalker.
Yep. Yeah. And there's the second Sunwalker.
Sunwalker... Would it have made a difference? Yeah, it would have made a difference. He would be way healthier by now if he played it any other way. He needs a whirlwind or something. No armor smith. No armor smith. Oh, still, oh, that's so annoying. I mean, you can go for the Fiery War Axe, break the shield, trade the minion. And now the problem begins. If you played your weapon last turn, you would have had... How much HP would your Grommash still have? It would only drop down to 5.
Yep.
And then but it wouldn't, okay, it wouldn't be enraged, so he couldn't even trade into the Sunwalker in the end. If it didn't get enraged last turn by the 1/1 or something. So if there would have been an enrage from StrifeCro, Via wouldn't be able to trade here this turn. Okay, so Sunwalker can die, but then he loses to a Consecrate probably.
Yeah, and there was no Consec played yet. So.
Yeah, and no Avenging Ras also, if there is an Avenging Ras. You might never know from the Paladins. At least he gets an armor point, which is cool. So you're like on 27
the problem is
at 25.
He ran out of win conditions.
Absolutely. If there's no
if
Isera,
there's no Isera, as you said, it's gonna get rough.
I totally agree with you. This is looking great for StrifeCro, I have to say. I mean, he's on 16, his enemy's on 25, but yeah, StrifeCro still has some good options in his deck. I expect to see, Ragnaros maybe, his own Isera. There wasn't played a Consecrate, as you say. And even with a Knife Juggler double minions, that there would be a slight off chance that he actually kills away the Grimash.
There's a Consecration.
There goes a Consecration. We'll play for StrifeCro, getting rid of the Grimash. And now, as we said, he's just going to reinforce. And Via, if this goes in a fatigue match, and that's my problem, Via is just going to run out of minions. And
well, he has an unstable ghoul. He should keep that one.
Yeah, it definitely should keep that one.
He should attack the ghoul now, armor up, and just wait a turn.
Yeah, wait for an army for 1/1s to kill. And that's way better if you don't kill the unstable ghoul now. That's such a smart play.
Well, because he has 2 trigger.
Yeah, I mean,
he has his own and the one of StrifeCro. It's actually true.
He just waits a little bit, and then he kills the unstable ghoul, or just like unstable ghoul execute next turn. Why not? Or just wait. Wow, this is exactly what he needed. Acolyte of Pain.
Trade.
Unstable ghoul value.
See what you get
for the other person. A Sludge Belcher, that's so nice. You can even save your minion if you want.
I would armor up.
No.
You wouldn't armor up?
No.
Just go for it.
Yes. You need to defend your Acolyte of Pain. Again, second True Server is missing. There's a second Consecrate missing. So there's some really, really good cards left for StrifeCro. We have to admit. StrifeCro. What could you do there? 10 mana, 3 cards. As we said,
this is the longest match we've ever casted.
Well, this is exactly the longest match we've ever casted. I mean, we can look at the length of the file afterwards to actually tell you guys how long this match was. And the funny thing is, that's not even the longest matchup. I mean, we could have Priest versus Priest or Control Warrior versus Control Warrior.
I mean, this is super control heavy.
And
both players really take their time.
Absolutely. StrifeCro and Via are sinking every turn through, taking a lot of time. And this match is deciding, as we said. If Via manages to pull this around in the end, I mean, he's on 26. StrifeCro is on 16, so it's looking better for Via somewhere. He will just win it 3-1. Well, there's a True Server. As I said, second True Server just waiting to pop on the board.
No Kodo yet.
No Kodo yet. And
it's not even sure that he runs it.
Okay, Reinforce. He might have considered not running the Reinforce to prevent the card draw, or at least not make him draw even more cards. Looks like
that's an easy one.
You mean you're going to draw 1 card?
Yep.
Leave Via B. He needs his time to consider if he doesn't want to go for an early Whirlwind.
There's another play. He could run the Belcher
2 Whirlwind and
then run the Acolyte in and clear the entire board.
Absolutely. That would be a possible play, which I wouldn't like still. I want to have him like the Whirlwind for further notice later on. Might profit from it more.
I mean, like, the problem with the Acolyte is, how many cards does he have left? A couple, right? So he needs to make sure that he doesn't draw too much, but at the same time he needs to get control of the board, because StrifeCro will win the fatigue battle with the reinforcement.
And that's exactly what he's doing. Like what you said, he's just rushing the phase. He's like, okay, I don't want to draw any more cards. I just want to bring my enemy further down for the fatigue battle. Since, yeah, Via is on 28 HP, which is rather healthy. And for StrifeCro, we will have future 17. But well, even if he has a lay on hands, he needs to be careful with that too, since it could backfire in the end. Sludge Belcher is so nice. Is he gonna weapon down the Acolyte Pain? No. He's almost out of cards. Armor Smith. Well, that yells for Unstable Ghoul, Armor Smith, Whirlwind.
What's your Whirlwind?
What else?
Problem is, how much cards does StrifeCro have? He should check the card.
Four or five, probably. We need an observer mode.
He's on 2 or 3.
Via is on 1 card left, I guess. It should be 1 card left, if I'm not mistaken. Acolyte of Pain.
Oh my god.
I'm still entirely surprised he didn't run his Armor Smith first. He just missed out on 1 armor.
Yep.
And now he's screwed. He cannot play his last minion. He cannot play the Acolyte of Pain. That one needs to stay in his hand forever. And that's so annoying. If there would only be the last card for StrifeCro also, then he had a slight chance to maybe win the fatigue battle, but no. Not anymore.
Should be game, right?
This should be game. I don't see him, like, even he attacks, he's not gonna lose his... Oh, wow. StrifeCro is not even close to his last card. There should be still 2 or 3 left. Yeah, Via knows that this is over. StrifeCro attacks, gives him armor and cards, and he can just give him more and more cards, which is just exactly how he needs to play it. Fatigue by 1, fatigue by even more. So GG, Via should lose this game in the end to StrifeCro. We're gonna have a final showdown in the end. So
yep,
Cloud9 versus Planet Key. They will have to send in. Oh, there's a Kodo, finally. So that's just GG.
Hell you.
They will have to send in one of their winners each to fight in a final showdown, best of 3, to make one of the teams win. And yeah, there's going to be a concede for Via.
Yeah,
he chooses Des. And oh, that game was really long. Should we check what game time?